Hey everyone, my name is Ryan. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the use of drones in Ukraine, and this is pertaining to specifically the campaign that was taking place yesterday, the 6th. We're going to get into an update later on tonight about what's been going on for the rest of the day up until today, the 7th. But today is about a little bit about the drones that are being used in Ukraine. It's an Iranian drone, a Shahed 136, I believe. But we're going to get into that, a little bit of information behind it. Before we do, smash the like, share, and subscribe button. It's an update for Ukraine. Let's go, troops. So, Russia's use of Iranian-made drones is not generating asymmetric effects the way the Ukrainians' use of the US-provided HIMARS system has done. And is unlikely to affect the course of the war significantly. So everyone was worried quite significantly about, the use of these drones. They are very, very effective in modern warfare, modern combat situations, especially if you want to hinder, restrict the movement of various different battle groups, in particular infantry or mechanized infantry, or as we've seen, artillery systems, including the HIMARS. Okay, you can locate these things, destroy them, but the proof in the pudding with how adaptable, how versatile, quick, and agile the HIMARS rocket system is. These things aren't that effective, or they should be a lot more effective, but they're not being as effective. But they are causing a few problems on the battle space. We're going to get into that a little bit today, guys. Now, the Deputy Chief of the Main Operational Department of the Ukrainian General Staff, Brigadier General Olensky Hromov, stated on October the 6th, yesterday, that Russian forces have used a total of 86 Iranian Shahed 136 drones against Ukraine. Let's have a look at these things. That's what it is there. Well, according to this picture, it is. These things are pretty unbelievable. Here's a Shahed, I think I'm pronouncing that right, 136. It's a loitering munition unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV. Now, 60% of Ukrainian forces have already destroyed, as Institute of Study of War has mentioned, reported quite a few of these. Now, 60% of them, apparently. That's quite a lot. Russian forces do not appear to be focusing these drones on asymmetric nodes near the battlefield. They have used many drones against civilian targets in rear areas, likely hoping to generate non-linear effects through terror, which is what Russia has been known to do when they, start to fail. Yeah, when things don't go their way, they start to strike terror into the local populace, into the civilian population, causing absolute terror. And in some cases in the past, they've been very, very successful in actually achieving certain victories through that method alone. Its intention is to deprive the local populace of a normal standard of living and absolutely throw them into sheer terror with what's happening, the threat that they could be hit with a barrage of their artillery, or their infantry are going to come through and storm the buildings. It's not how war should be fought. Conventional war has rules, believe it or not, guys, although some people choose not to follow them. That's just the way it goes. But causing terror will inevitably, and this is the aim, turn the nation so far against the war that they just go, listen, can we just please give them what they want? Because we don't want to take this no more, all right? We'd rather give them what they want than see everyone around us perish. That's the aim. That's what it does long term. And we've seen that is, unfortunately, quite effective in many cases, guys, and it has been in the past for Russia in particular, However, such efforts are not succeeding. Ukrainian Air Force commander spokesperson Yuri Ignat stated that the Russian army is increasingly using the Iranian-made drones to conserve its stock of high-precision missiles. Russian forces have likely used a non-trivial percentage of the Shahed 136 supplies so far, if the claims are of an anonymous U.S. intelligence officer at the end of August were correct, that Iran would likely provide hundreds of drones to Russia. Interesting this, considering what's actually going on in Iran at this moment in time, and we are going to start covering a little bit more on Iran. If you haven't heard, well, do a bit of research, but either way, tune in. We're going to be doing updates on that as well. It's interesting times in the war front. That's for sure. You know, who's supplying who and who's running into problems as a result of things. It's crazy. But Russian forces have lightly. Oh, sorry, we've already covered that. Yeah, so basically hundreds of drones, potentially into the lower thousands, are going to be getting supplied to Russia from Iran. Really, really interesting. So let's get into what the HESA Shahed 136 actually does, and you can come to your own opinion of how it might or may not cause problems for Ukraine. Now, the HESA Shahed 136 loitering munition from Iran is developed around the concept of a swarming drone with multiple instances being launched during attack. Shahed 136 is a modern swarming drone developed by Iranian industry, and at its core, it is a loitering munition designed to neutralize ground targets at range. That's really so something similar, but it wasn't unmanned. Had really, really good effects on doing the same thing. Was the Apache helicopter? These things cost a lot of money. Obviously, the training for the pilots, it takes a long time, and you've got to be very, very skilled. Although the end product can be very, very good. You know, for a start, you can shoot at things that can't see you effectively over long distances. So this is a similar concept, except it's unmanned. All right. Now, with multiple instances being launched from an awaiting launcher rack, it's stacks of 5 on down. The aircraft is intended to bypass aerial defenses and overwhelm ground targets. The system's been consumed in the attack run. The drone was revealed through release footage during December of 2021, so quite a new bit of kit, I believe. To date, 2022, the system is believed to have been actively deployed to different areas of Yemen, apparently. More recently, in the past month or so, Ukraine, as we're seeing. The aircraft has been given a broad area delta wing platform with stabilizing rudders at the tips. The fuselage is centralized and blending into the wing members to produce an elegant shape. The nose section contains the warhead, so it's at the front of the aircraft, which obviously I'm guessing it's a hit on impact type thing. Then, yeah, I mean this is given for precision, really. The engine is seated at the rear of the fuselage and drives a two-bladed propeller. So pretty, I don't want to say simple in design, but you know the concept is it's just a big drone, isn't it? The aircraft are launched near horizontally with a slight upward angle and aided in first phase of the flight by way of rocket-assisted takeoff. Didn't know it took off that way. The rocket is jetonized immediately after launch, at which point the drone owns conventional engine units to take over. So the way in which it kind of gets off the ground is different. Rocket assisted takeoff, so it has to be deployed. You got to deploy it. I don't know if that's an easier way of doing it. I know some of the smaller drones that they used in Afghanistan, Britain used in Afghanistan, you had to bloody chuck these things and hope for the best. The smaller ones, that is. But this is a rocket-assisted takeoff, but as soon as it's took off, regular conventional engines take over. And the overall inherent possibility of the launcher rack and drone collection allows the complete unit to be fitted over the rear of most any military or commercial military truck, allowing for mobile hit-and-run operations, which can frustrate counteractions. So I believe this has been deployed specifically to counter the HIMARS rocket system, the HIMARS artillery rocket system, whatever you want to call it. But in the sense of what that's designed to do, the HIMARS is gonna provide it. It's going to be still really, really tough. Okay, to be able to capitalize on using the technology that it has to counter effect what the HIMARS is doing, because that thing is doing a lot of damage in favor of Ukraine. Okay, but really, really interesting troops. I mean, if you look at it, there's only one image here, but it looks pretty sophisticated. Okay, operators. So it's an Iranian and Russian thing. That's the main guys. Roles: ground attack, bomb and strafing, close air support, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, special forces. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't think that's going to be much use for Russia. An unmanned capability. It's quite a good bit of kit, troops, to be honest with you. And is there any variants of this? No, just one base series. Honors. nothing worth talking about. It's being used right now in Ukraine. Troops, short and sweet one today on the drone. It is going to cause. It's not going to be. Ukraine's not going to be, when I say, immune to the effects of what this drone can do. They are going to see slowed down movement of various different things. Mainly, I would like to think this is going to be utilized for reconnaissance missions to hopefully counteract. Sorry, not hopefully. They are hoping to counteract the HIMARS and how devastating that is been so far. That's what I think it's being utilized for. But I might be wrong, troops. What do you think? Drop a comment below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like these updates. And smash the like button, troops. But, as always, we're going to get the main update out probably later on tonight when everyone's tucked up in bed with a hot cup of coffee or cup of tea if you're from England, or if you're from Texas, a creative beers. But, wherever you are, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.